and Ms. Maria Muhammad. This session is a collaborative venture of the President's Office and the Civil Service Training Institute. This program is designed for political appointees and high-ranking government officials to enrich and develop their managerial skills to expand their job performance. It is our anticipation by the completion of this program that our leaders and policymakers have the right mindset to act at speed and at scale in responding to the demands and expectations of the public service, as well as to achieve the developmental targets and priorities of the government. So far, 6 sessions have been conducted under the initiative of EEEP and covered topics ranging from strategic thinking, positive thinking, use of data for policy making, and growth mindset. Our first speaker of the day, Lisha, is an author, speaker, and coach on wellness at workplace. She is passionate about giving back to the society and strives to make a difference in the Maldives through blogging and speaking out on social issues. An Australia Awards alumna, Lisha has a master's degree in counseling from Monash University. Our second facilitator is Ms. Maria Muhammad. Marie is a success coach, speaker, trainer, and an entrepreneur. She helps individuals who need change in their lives to shift their mindset so that they can unlock their full potential and live a happy and peaceful life. She guides people to build courage, find self-love, and replace bad habits with productive ones. So now I will hand over to Lisha and Marie.
Thank you. Hi everyone, how are you? Good. Okay. So what I want you to do is everyone to stand up. Now I want to see your biggest smile ever. Can I see your biggest smile ever? Okay. Now what I want you to do is look around the room. Look around the room and give a hi to everyone. A loud hi. With your biggest smile. Once again. Hi. Now can we wiggle our arms? Wiggle, wiggle. Can we shake our arms? To the top. To the side. And down below. Okay. The next hand to the up. Shake it, shake it, shake it. To the side and down. Alright, so that's how we say hi to each other. You can sit down. So we're going to talk about work-life balance or life-work balance. So what is this life? What is the meaning of life? Or when you hear the term life, what comes to your mind? Sorry? Work. Okay, so life means work. Okay. So when you hear the word work, what comes to your mind? Life. Okay. So it's very interrelated or interconnected. Okay. So here's a ladder. I think we all know that. So the top of the ladder is the best possible life that you could live. The bottom is the worst possible life that you want to live. So my question is, where are you currently? In the middle? Are you more towards the top or more towards the bottom? Just think about it yourself. You don't need to answer it loud. Just reflect on it. Where are you currently? Are you moving towards the top of the ladder to your best possible life or moving down slowly day by day to the worst possible life you can ever live? I have a knot in my stomach. We all are stuck somewhere, right? We all are stuck in the ladder. We often find ourselves not moving up. So what's stopping you? Could it be stress, burden, too many roads, the traffic, no parking in Masjid Magu? That made me late yesterday. So there are so many things happening in our external environment which is stopping us to move up to the ladder. Similarly, there are so many things happening in our internal environment which is stopping us in moving up the ladder. So what is a good life? We all want to have a happy life. We have how many years? 70 years, 75 years, 80 years, that's our life expectancy. A very short period of time. In our deathbed, we don't want to say we lived a sad life. Or our aim is to live a sad life. We all want a happy life, right? Do we want a happy life? Yes, we want a good quality life. We get it once. So what does this happy life mean? Does it mean good food, good health? Yes or no? Can I hear yeses or no's? Yes, we need good food in order to have a good life. Is this a happy life? Quality of life, retiring in a mansion. Yes or no? There's no wrong answer. No. Okay. We all are familiar, I think, with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Wherever we go, we see this. I'm sorry to bring it up again. But is that the life fulfillment? When we move from the physiological to safety to belonging, when we are at the level of self-actualization, will we say we have a good life? No. Okay, so when we are at the top of the academic ladder, when we are knowledgeable, when we have a PhD, when we are a minister or when we are the president, do we say we have the best life? No. What about family? A good family life, we have children, we are married, we have our parents with us. Does it count as a good quality life? Part of it, yes, it's part of it. So quality of life comprises all of these. We can't take one and throw it out just because we want to balance. Right? So quality of life comprises of our physical state. How good are we to our body? What are the food that we eat? Do we exercise? Do we move around? Do we shake our hands once in a while? So the material state, do we have a house? Can we fulfill our very basic needs? If not, we can't be having a good life. How is our psychological state? We are the president, we are a minister, we are a CEO or an MD, but we are often stressed. We are struggling. We don't know what's happening in our life. We are having burnout at the end of the day. We don't sleep, we just see our bed and we faint. Is that a good quality life? No. We need to be having a sound mental health. We need to know our emotions, feelings, the social connections that we have. It matters. How much are you loved? How much are you liked? When you meet someone, do you leave a positive ripple effect or a negative effect? You might be a CEO, you might have a mansion, you might have a good family life, but if people don't like you, if people despise you, if people call you a narcissistic, would you say you had a good life? Everyone is very serious now, wondering if they were a narcissistic in any time of their life. So we need a combination of all of these, the safety and the security. We may have a good family life, our children might be the best of the best, but if children in the community is not, it's not a good life. Because the children are going to grow up and go to that community. Often as parents, we love to protect our children. It's our duty, it's our responsibility. But as an adult, it's our responsibility to the rest of the children in the community. Because our children are going to grow up and be in that community. So if you want to live a quality good life, the safety and security of everyone in the community, the environment that we live in, and the self-development, like you are here, learning, listening, right? So that's also part of your quality of life. So in order to live a good life, it's a comprisation of all of these. So when we say quality of work, what does it mean? We all want to have a good work life, right? So in order to have a quality of work, you need once again all of this. The workplace needs to be free of harassment, free of bullying. The safety and security should be provided. The emotional state of the worker should be acknowledged as well, right? Are you taken for granted or are you acknowledged? Learning and development in the workplace, continuous training, the physical aspect of the workplace is also a must. So why should we go for a balance? When we usually ask people, how are you? I'm stressed. Life is so hard. I'm at work, I have to go to the school. I'm with my children, I get phone calls. So everybody is in a state of stress, burnout. Right? So we need a way to come out of it in order to live a happy, successful, quality life. If we know how to balance, if we know how to differentiate, we'll be at the level of happiness. Because what usually happens is our physical state and our mental state is different. For example, you are at work, your mind is somewhere else. Right? You're scrolling Facebook, scrolling Instagram stories, or you get messages about your family. And when you are at home, what happens? You get work calls, emails, right? So many distractions that sometimes our physical state is different from our mental state. So you might be here physically, mentally you might be somewhere else. Maybe at a dinner tonight you might be wondering about a dinner, right? So when we know how to balance it, it increases our productivity, our career satisfaction, and it also leads to a better health. So this is my main point today. Work and life should not be enemies. Because that's how we portray. When we are at work, when we get family responsibilities, we get frustrated, right? We get frustrated when we get family responsibilities. When we are at home, when we get work calls, we get frustrated again. Oh no, I have to attend to that. I have to do that. So we look at everything with a complaint, negative mindset. But can we live without both? In order to live a life, you need to work. In order to be intellectually challenged, in order to be a good person in a community, you would be working. Because if you're not working, you won't be living. You won't be able to afford your basic necessities. So we need a shift in our mindset. We can't throw it. Too many family responsibilities, I'm just going to divorce my husband or wife. Our children, they're calling me all the time, I have to drop them to school, I'm just going to put them in an orphanage. No, you can't do that. I'm getting too many work calls, I'm going to quit. No. It has to be interconnected. We need to learn to live together. Right? We need to learn to live together and bring it together because you can't treat each other as enemies. So how do you balance? Can you balance? No. Is it realistic? It's a myth. You can't balance it. And sometimes you don't need to even balance it. You might be wondering, why am I here? I came here to learn about work-life balance. And this woman over here is saying you can't balance it. It's not realistic. You might not be able to give the same amount of time. It depends on how you're going to prioritize it. And it depends on day to day. It's not that rigid. I'm going to spend 8 hours today at work, 5 hours, for example, with my family, 3 hours doing this and that. You can't be that rigid. It has to be more fluid. It has to be more flexible. So one day you might be spending 8 hours at work, and the next day you might have to work 10 hours or 12 hours. Because we know our working environment. There's a lot. It depends on the duration. It depends on occasions. It depends on functions. Similarly with our life. In our life there is death, there is marriage, there is birth. So many things happening in our life. There's breakup, there's divorce. I mean, it's Maldives, you can talk about divorce, right? So many things are happening in our private life. So in those days, maybe more priority is given to your personal life. Right? So it's not about balancing, it's about prioritizing and accepting. Because sometimes we don't accept the fact that we have to live with both of these. We have to work to survive. So, you need to prioritize. You get how many hours at work? Usually 8 to 2 or 8 to 5. So during that time, concentrate on the work. Right? Concentrate on the work, but when you go home, concentrate on your family. But be flexible about it. So even when you're working, you might have urgent family matters. Even when you're at home, you might have urgent work matters, and it's not a problem. It's how we perceive it. We perceive it as a problem. But you can set your own boundaries. For example, if it's urgent, call me or text me. Or you can set time durations. Right? Move around when you're at work, 8 hours at work. Stand up, stretch. Do an exercise. Do a mindfulness exercise. Go and have a chat with a colleague. So if you sit somewhere for 8 hours, you go home, you are tired. Right? I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I will hear this every day when my husband returns home. I'm tired. Right? So how do we feel after work? Energized? Happy? No? Tired? You're mentally more tired than physically. Right? So even at your work, try to move around, try to stretch, have healthy habits. Sleep a bit early. I beg of you, sleep a little bit early. Because we go home, we spend time with our family, we do our responsibilities, and then we go out for a coffee every single night. Every single night you go out and hang out with your office mates again. It's like you're going back to the office at night time. Right? Come home, watch Netflix till 1 o'clock. Scroll your phone for 2 hours, sleep at 2 a.m. Wake up the next day, and then we say we are burning out. We are stressed. Work is giving me too much. My family is being a bit too much. So, healthy habits. Eat before 8 p.m. Have a good meal. Right? So we wake up, we don't have breakfast, we rush to work, we go to LC or no fantasy, we buy a bunch of Hedica, we come back to work, we eat it, and we are tired. Right? We skip lunch. So make sure you have healthy habits, prioritize. So we need not a balance, we need a work-life integration. Merge it together. How can we do that? Choose your productive hours. So at home, spend 30 minutes focusing on some of the work tasks, or maybe checking up on your work, emails. But when you are in the grocery shop, or when you are doing your child's homework, if an email comes, there comes the conflict. When you are at a dinner with your wife or husband, an email comes or a work call comes, there comes the conflict. So set time durations, right? So often we say our work is disrupting our personal life. But is it that urgent? All the messages that you get from your work, does it need immediate reaction from you? Usually it doesn't. I'm sure at some of your positions you will get urgent calls, urgent messages, but not every single day. So it's about prioritizing, it's about saying no sometimes. Right? So understand productivity. What is productivity? So replying to Viber messages of office, that's not productivity. And that's not a priority. You can keep it and attend to some other things. So, in life we have lots of roles, right? Like for example, I'm a mother, I'm a trainer, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter. So in life we have so many roles, and these roles sometimes creates a burden. Okay? We look at it as a burden, but we need to look at it as an advantage, as a benefit. For example, being a father might actually help you be more productive at work. Right? Or working is actually helping you to be a better father. So it needs to be related to one another. So our lifestyle really matters when we have a look at the quality of life. We all want to live a happy life, a successful life, but how often do we work towards a happy and successful life? We need to make conscious decisions to live a happy and successful life. We need healthier habits, healthier choices to live a successful life. But sometimes we depend on complaints, comparing. I have to go to work tomorrow, I have to take my children to their school tomorrow, I have to do their homework. We wake up with a set of complaints. So our thought mindset has to be changed towards a positive manner, because we can't leave our family, we can't leave our work, we can't leave our leisure time. Right? So your lifestyle, make sure you get enough sleep. Right? You get enough sleep, you eat good food, good connections, leisure time, rest time. Because when we rest, what happens is we feel like we are being unproductive. We have to be productive all the time. We can't rest. So take guilt-free vacations, guilt-free resting time, time to find joy. So I have a few questions. What is currently causing me stress, unbalance, or dissatisfaction? This is just a self-reflection activity. What I want you to do is just think about what's giving you stress right now. What's making you stressed? In life, what is making you stressed? And how are these circumstances affecting how you perform and engage with your job? So how is your stress impacting your work and your life? And how can you change it? How are they impacting your personal life? Because we bring our work to our home and we bring our home to our work. You don't know how to remove the gaps. So you have a fight at home, you go to work, you're moody. You forget your breakfast, you go to work, you are moody again, you're angry. I remember in one workplace that I worked, we check if the CEO had breakfast or not. Then we'll know whether to approach her. Right? So make sure you have breakfast, make sure you had enough sleep, make sure when you enter your workplace, you have the workplace mindset. Right? So I'm a lecturer as well, so I have 3 kids at home. I'm dealing with them, I'm making sure everything is arranged. When I enter the college, the way I walk changes, my mindset changes, the way I speak changes. Because we need a shift. Imagine if I went to my classroom with my mindset of a mother. It would be different, right? So you need to shift, magically shift. Right? So ask yourself, do I feel energized, fulfilled, satisfied, or angry, resentful, and sad? So many responsibilities, so many roles, so many burdens, so many work hours. 24 hours is not enough. So at the end of the day, do you feel happy, satisfied, energized, or angry, resentful, or sad? Because the external environment you cannot control. You cannot control the political environment. You cannot control the economic environment. We all saw that in COVID. We couldn't change it. What we changed was our inner resilience, how we dealt with it, right? So work hours might be long, there will be urgent cases, your family needs attention, you have children, you have friends, you have loved ones, they need their time as well. So that won't change, sorry to say. That won't change, it's how we have to change, we have to adapt, how we have to prioritize. My father gave me the best advice of my life. He said, whatever you do, don't wake up at 65 years old and think about what you should have done with your life. While I was working, while I was raising kids, my life just went on. I didn't have a choice. Right? So don't say that. You always have a choice. When you wake up every day, you have the power of making positive changes, positive choices to your health and a better life. So what can be your ideal day? Is it realistic or unrealistic? Whenever we say an ideal day, we think about we wake up, we pray, we go to work, we have breakfast. So we make it very unrealistic sometimes. So I will come home at 2 and I will attend to my children. And I will do this and that. I will exercise for 1 hour. So of course you need to make an ideal day, but make it realistic, make it fluid, make it flexible. So what is a life well lived? When you can be in the moment, when you can be in the present moment, when you can enjoy life in the present moment, when you are grateful for the things given to you. Right? So moving from a comparing lifestyle to a grateful lifestyle. Moving from what if and why to I am here now. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to make good decisions to change my life. So can everyone close their eyes? I'll just do more positive affirmations. It's not a trust exercise, but still can everyone close their eyes? Okay, you can still keep your eyes closed. I will read some words, but I want you to say to yourself softly, okay? I accept myself. I accept myself. I am confident in myself. I am confident in myself. I am confident in my worth. I believe in myself. I trust myself. I believe in myself and I trust myself. I shine brightest when I'm my true self. I'm grateful for my mind and body. I'm grateful for my mind and body and all it does to support me. I'm worthy and it cannot be taken away. I am worthy and it cannot be taken away. I have enough, I do enough, and I am enough. I have enough, I do enough, and I am enough. I am powerful when I love and respect myself. I am strong, I am brave, and I am resilient. I am strong, I am brave, and I am resilient. I prioritize myself and my well-being. I will prioritize myself and my well-being. I will make better choices for my well-being. I am smart, I am creative, I am capable. I am smart, I am creative, I am capable. I have everything I need within me to succeed. I have everything within me to succeed. I am loved, I am special, and I am enough. You can open your eyes. I think you are in need of an energizer again. Thank you very much. I'll hand over to Maria Mohammed.
Oops, sorry. All right, what a wonderful audience I have here. Shall we give a clap? Yeah? Wonderful. Now, can you say thank you for being here with me, the partners to me? Thank you. Not to me, to your partners, all right? Don't be awake. I need a little energizer here, a little higher energy in this room, okay? All right. Number one rule of learning anything is repetition. My mentor, Tony Robbins' teacher said that. Repetition is skills of all mothers. If you have done anything enough, with enough emotions, you master that skill. Am I right? Can I hear yes, yes? A bit louder. Wonderful. In 1960s, Dr. Agudel theorized that you're going to retain 90% of what you learn if you're doing, if you're applying. You're going to retain only 10% of what you learn if you're only merely listening or visualizing or reading. Can I hear a yes, yes for that? Wonderful. I believe you're given a sheet while you enter. There will be a QR code. I would like you to scan, and I would like you to rate yourself from 1 to 5. 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. I'm going to give you just a few minutes to do that. We're pretty fast with our technology, so I believe we're done right now. Thank you. What I did just now, I made you aware of your well-being at this very moment. It's very important for us to be aware of our wellness. Now, I'm going to ask a set of questions just to make sure that I'm with the right audience. All right? I'm going to ask you, and if I ask you this question, if you agree with me, can you say I? Okay, if this question is applicable to you, or you can raise your hand simply if you don't like to say I. Alright? Do you sleep less and regret it later? I. Alright? Do you get frustrated when things don't go according to your plan? I. Alright? Do you check several times if the door is locked? I. Do you eat big meal and tell yourself that you're gonna on a diet tomorrow? I. Do you forget where you kept your phone? Oh my God, that's me, very me. Do you want to crawl under the sheet and in the morning and take a sick leave? I. Shall we be honest with ourselves? I. Yeah? Do you wish deep down that your parents understood you better? I. Do you wish your colleagues understood your mental state? I. Congratulations. You're all human. Is there anybody who didn't say I here or didn't raise their hand? I think we need a doctor here. A little bit of laugh and sarcasm is good for your health, isn't it? No, I'm going to tell you a story. How many of you like stories? Can you raise your hand, please? I need a little bit participation from the audience to raise the energy. All right, wonderful. Okay, I'm going to tell a story before being on the story, but I'll tell a story, a chapter from my life. I started my journey to become a coach last year. And I will tell you, and I'll be honest, it was hard. It wasn't an easy journey. While my friends were going on coffee socializing, I literally was talking to the mirror. Not that I was saying mirror, mirror on the wall with the fairest of you all, but I was talking to myself to build my self-confidence and shift my negative self-talk to positive ones. That was what I was doing. And I'll be honest with you, I attended several seminars, I attended several classes, I applied to my life, my personal life, my professional life, and it wasn't easy. They say transformation. No, transformation is very, very hard. I remember myself crying, really, literally crying. And I told myself, this is enough, I'm going to drown now. No, this is not for me. You know, there's this little voice inside me tells me, no, Mariam, just a little bit further. You're just about to achieve your dream. What kept me pushing was my purpose and my passion. So I'm here to tell you, my brothers and sisters, please have a passion, have a purpose in life. We are here on this earth for a short period of time, right? Yes, yes? So have a purpose. It's very important to have, all right? And I'd like to thank Vasti and Fatih and their team for organizing this session. Shall we give a clap for everyone? And I'd like to thank you all for being here. Really, it's wonderful to see you all. And this is a learning experience for you and me as well. So we give applause for myself and you as well. We should be our own cheerleader. Can we say it all together? I am my own cheerleader. Shall we say it together? I can't hear you. Oh, this is me. Every time I do something new, this is me. My smile. Does it like that? Yeah. And this is me sometimes. Yeah. Scary, isn't it? Okay, let's get the content. I will be looking on how stress impacts human mind and behavior. I'm going to cover effects of an unhealthy work environment, ways to support your employees' well-being, and I will be giving mindful tools. It can be applicable to your life. You can apply to your team as well, and the best of all, your children. How many people have children? Yes, they are like your guinea pigs. You can apply it, right? Now, I showed you a picture of animal. Previously, the monkey, the gorilla, animal, face expression. Now, why does that happen to human beings? Have you ever wondered why it happens? Does anybody know? Probably there are people in this audience who might know, but bear with me. I'm going to refresh your mind. What happens is we have top layer is cortex, and that makes us different from other animals. We have a conscious mind, okay? In this cortex, we have neurons, and these neurons have like projections like this, and they communicate with each other through neurotransmitters. Basically, at this very moment, there are thousands of neurotransmitters transmitting in my brain and your brain as well. That is how we function as a human being. But what happens is when we are stressed. When we are stressed, stress hormones enters these gaps. I see in my hand, finger-like projection, and when we are stressed, cortisol, stress hormones enters it. What happens is it kills. It's unable to communicate anymore. And sometimes they dies off. And I call it flip of a bottle. And what happens at that very moment? We are no different than a normal animal. Our emotional mind activates, its amygdala inactivated, and it instructs the fight, flight, freeze mode, and we act accordingly. And that's the reason why most of the people say, but do you think it's going to be really effective when you say it all the time? Do you think it's going to be effective? No, right? And at the same time, while our amygdala is in action, it also impacts our hippocampus, the place where memories are formed. We tend to forget when we are stressed. Let's imagine constant stress in our life impacting our emotions, right? Impacting our memory. I can give you a simple example. How many of you have attended exam? Okay, good. So, if you have attended an exam, you know that you've studied and you went to the exam hall, you've seen the question paper and you know the answer, then you're about to write it. I forgot the answer. How many of you this happened? This is your emotional mind, your hippocampus is impacted by what? Stress hormones, right? So, right the moment when you go out of that place, your answer is coming, flooding back to you. That is, your mind is thinking rationally. So, this is what happens to us. No, I'm going to talk about, according to WHO, the work-life balance. The healthy work-life balance in a workplace. What happens is when you are constantly stressed in a workplace, these two, depression and anxiety, these two people come to your office and visit to your people. How many of you know there are people in your workplace who are suffering from this? Be honest with yourself. It can be you. It can be anybody in the office. It can be a family member. It can be anybody. Am I the only one who knows people who are suffering from this? Be honest with yourself. This is no joke. This is not a joke. Here, I will quote it out. 2 of the most common mental disorders is estimated to cost the global economy of $1 trillion each year, and this is not a laughing matter. It is a rising matter in Maldives as well. Now I would like you all to do an exercise with me. Can we breathe? Take a deep breath in. Hold it out. Out 6. Okay. This time when you're breathing in, I want you to imagine there's a hole on the top of your hat, and you're breathing out from your feet. Did you get what I said? Yes, yes? Okay. Breathe in from this hole. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out from your feet for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is called central breathing technique. This is a technique which you can use when you're stressed to calm your nerves down. If you're angry with your child, please, instead of saying anything, just imagine you are a whale. Okay? Breathe from the hole. Okay, in the sheets I've distributed to you, there will be 2 scenarios breaking down. I would like you all to form a group of 3 and discuss among you all and find and come up with a solution. You will be given 1 minute for each group, okay? If you don't have, please come to me, okay? Form a group, please. All right? Now I will ask 2 volunteer groups to give the answer. The brave souls will answer. Okay? You will be given 1 minute to answer. I'll read out the question, don't worry. They ask you for help responding to a customer inquiry, but you refuse to lend a hand because you are working on a tight deadline and don't want to waste time. There has been tension between you 2 ever since and know you need their help on a project, but they are not being very responsive. How do you recover? It's written on your sheet, all right? I'm going to change the slide now. Scenario number 2. You got a promotion that your friend at work was also going good. Something very common happening in our environment as well. No, things are awkward between you 2. You definitely want to keep friendship going, but the auntie was kicking you outside the team meetings. Pick a scenario, discuss among your group. 3, yeah? Find a solution. Brave souls will answer, yeah? So 2 volunteer groups. Each get 1 minute. Your timer starts now, 1 minute. Please. Alright, times is up. Exam is done. 2 brave souls to give the answer. 2 groups, please volunteer, brave groups. Okay. On the brave souls, I will really ask them. I'll just choose randomly. If you're not. Come on. Aren't you all seniors, and aren't you supposed to face sudden excitement, sudden meetings? So, any volunteer? Oh, wonderful. Give a round of applause to her. You have 1 minute.
Okay, hello, my name is Layal, and our group chose the first scenario. proposed to have an honest conversation and just explain that it was not personal, and if the person still does not want to help us, then I guess we'll just move on. But yeah, to start with an honest conversation.
That's wonderful. Start with an honest conversation. Shall we give a round of applause for her? Very brave soul, really. Brave souls are successful. All right, second group, please. Second volunteer, please. Okay. So should I pick just randomly? Would it be an issue? All right, I'll just go from the back row. The back row. Yes, thank you.
We will also go for the first one, and I would say we will also start with an honest conversation. That would be this.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Sometimes we have similar answers. Do you know that our brains are interconnected with each other? Yeah? Those who are in customer service would know when you're dealing with a customer, you actually affect your emotion on the customer as well. So, with a smiley face. Okay? No. Let's look around the negotiables. Basically, negotiables are the things that you can change. And I don't believe in issues because I believe anything can be negotiable in your life. Right? We are human beings, we have a choice. Let's all read it together. This reminds me of my childhood learning. Shall we read it together? Make it fun. 1, 2, 3. Shall we start? Fair communication and management practices. Okay, bullying, psychological harassment, limited participation in decision making, long or inflexible working hours, lack of team cohesion. Any of this happening in your work environment? Yeah? Give a nod if it is true. Give a sideway nod. You know? I don't know, you know the dance. Move the hand, okay? It happens, right? What is the cost of running your corporation, organization, institution like this? What are you willing to risk? Can anybody give me an answer for this? Can you have an answer for this? Does anybody want to give the answer? Or should I give the answer? All right, I'll give the answer. I'll give the better one this time. Okay? So, this is what happens. This is the common things I found out. That is, going out doing the office hours kind of often. I have to go and have my tea. I didn't have my tea. Oh, I forgot my lunch. Oops, my friend is going along. I need to join that person now. This harmful use of substances. I think this is a huge topic we need to make people aware of. Sometimes we take substances to make us aware of the surroundings, such as when you're anxious, you go on stage, you take a pill. Yeah? But is it helpful? There are other ways, other mindful methods you can calm your nerve. You can replace it, okay? And there's decline in physical and mental health of individuals. There's loss of productivity within your workplace. And then low self-esteem, increase in absenteeism. Alright? Does this happen in your workplace? If it happens in your workplace, be vigilant and take care of that employee who is going through this. Probably the person is going through it due to some kind of mental health disorder. Or maybe something else as well. You need to find out, okay? I have given you on the sheet, there is a self-assessment which you can do on your own time at home. Yeah? And I'm going to read out the questions out loud and I'll give you some examples, my personal reflection, so that it will be easier for you to do at home. Okay? What is the difficult or troubling situation in your life right now? Oh, I want to know every single thing about human mind. Yeah, that's my problem right now. Okay, how are you creating it or allowing it to happen? I compare myself to people who are in the field for 50 to 40 years. I compare myself. What are you pretending not to know? Oh, I started last year, and it's been just 1 year I'm learning the mind of human mind. All right? What is the payoff for keeping it like that? I will become overwhelmed. Yeah, that's the payoff. And what is the cost of not changing it? Probably at some point I'll burn out, and probably at some point I might become sick as well if I keep on at this pace. And what would you rather be experiencing? I would rather experience a relaxation time on a beach. So I'm practicing it now. Some of you who are following me probably know a lot of beaches now around. Yeah, I'm taking my relaxation time now. No. What action will you take, and what requests will you make in order to do that? I'll prioritize the things which I want to learn. I will have goals, and by then we will take action definitely right now at this very moment, because I don't want to stop this. No. Okay. On a scale 1 to 10, what is the probability will you follow it? Obviously, so 10. So you can do this at home. This is an example which I show right now. My own assessment, all right? Yes, yes? Okay. Okay, what is the cure for those symptoms that I just showed? All right? There are 3. It's mind, well, health, right? When you need to take care of your employees' well-being in these 3 areas. I believe Afif did mention about this in his session, okay? I'm going to go in depth of this. Mind. You know, my mentor, Bob Proctor, said that if you hold it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. He also said that mind is the biggest unexplored continent on this earth. And I believe this is so true because scientists are still trying to find the secret of the mind, isn't it? Am I right? Yes, yes? All right. Now I'm going to talk about another mentor of mine who has taught me. He told that if you want to be happy and peaceful, if you want to have joy in your life, you need to take 100% responsibility to your life. And that mentor is Jack Canfield. He told that you must act as if that you are responsible for everything happening around you. And I was like, no. I'm not responsible for this pandemic. From the last time I heard, it was Chinese who brought this. Am I right? What am I doing here right now? I'm blaming someone I don't know. Yeah? And I am? What else I am doing? I'm blaming and I'm having a victim mindset. And these are byproducts of not taking responsibility to your life. And he gave this simple formula, E plus R equals O, meaning event. Event is something that you cannot control, such as pandemic, such as angry customer, such as angry employees, such as angry employers, right? That's something you cannot control. But responses is something we can control. Responses are basically your thoughts you hold in your mind, the image you hold in your mind, your actions, your behavior, what you say, what you write. And your gestures are also included in your responses. And this impacts your feelings. Just like the emotions impacts the feeling, your action impacts the feeling, right? So whatever responses you give, it comes as a result. It is an outcome, right? If you don't like the outcome in your life, I recommend you to change the responses in your life. Yes, yes? Can I hear yes, yes? Okay, the second thing is developing a growth mindset. I believe we are working towards it. We are creating a culture of learning at this very moment. Am I right? Yes, yes? Okay? And also, we are embracing change. COVID-19 is a good example. Nobody ever anticipated COVID-19. But I believe there was one person, there are many people who actually warned about it, such as Bill Gates. But did we take any preventive measures? No, right? We didn't. I am really proud of Maldives because during COVID-19, really we adapted well for a small country. We adapted to online services. Yes, it was hard. So I would like to thank you all, every single one of you. And people who are not here, if you're watching right now, I would like to say thank you for serving us citizens through this rough patch of your life. Really, it's wonderful. Shall we give a round of applause? As I said, we must be our own what? Cheerleaders. Can we say, I am my own cheerleader? No, practice gratitude is the third one. When you practice gratitude, basically what you're doing is you're increasing the oxytocin level in your brain. You're also increasing the mood, you're reducing stress, optimal cortisol level. At the same time, oxytocin helps the connection with your loved ones. So when you practice gratitude, it helps you. What I do in the morning, every day when I wake up, I say, Alhamdulillah, I'm able to open my eyes today. I'm grateful I didn't die last night. Yeah? Sometimes we have unexpected deaths. Am I right? Yes, yes? Yes, yes? Yeah. And we are taught to say, Alhamdulillah ala kulli hal, when we are facing hardship, or gratitude. There's a reason why we need to practice gratitude. And that is shown in science as well. Am I right? Yes, yes? Yeah. Now I would like you all to share 3 things that you're grateful about to your partners. 3 things just. Can you do that now? I've done too much of talking. Can you talk with each other now? All right, that's enough. Can we look around the audience? What are you saying right now? Angry faces? Frustration? The monkey you saw in the picture? No, you're saying smiley face. Why is that? Because you're talking about gratitude, right? Or are you talking about something, gossiping or something like that? Are you gossiping? Include me in that gossip, okay? Alright, so next thing is health, wellness of the health. No, I'll be honest. There are people in your office suffering in silence. Literally, there are people in your office suffering in silence. I don't know whether people in this audience are present, but yes, people are suffering. So we need to have specialists in the work environment, such as counselors, coaches, psychologists, so that people can go and talk to the experts. This is a very sad, rising matter in our community. We need to open our eyes right now. We need that, okay? Yes, yes? Did I make you sad? No? Okay, good. So we also need to encourage healthy eating habits and exercise. Oh my God, us Maldivians, when we age, we have all kinds of cardiovascular. Am I right? We have sugar, we have cholesterol, we have everything. We are so rich when we get. But we really need to stop being rich like that. Yeah? We need to instill healthy eating habits. I'll be very honest. I'm trying to stop eating healthy, but it's so good, right? Very difficult to stop, but we have to have it. So in order to have healthy habits, you can have challenges within the work environment, such as weight losing challenges between the departments. Which department looks the best? Which department looks the best in clothes? Shall we do that? And we can also have healthy eating meals. Who comes up with the best meal plan? Okay? Yes? And we can have mindful sessions within the departments. First thing in the morning, have a silent period, 10 minutes, so that you're able to focus on one thought at a time. They said there are 60,000 thoughts per day, but I don't know who measured it. But I think I know for sure that you can hold one thought at a time. It better be a good thought. Am I right? Yes, yes? Did you know what I said just now? All right, thank you. So, I remember in Armenia, who are from Armenia? Armenians? Ooh, yes, there are. Good. So, we had silent period. Who remember that? Oh, silent period is more like coughing and what? Laughing, yeah? So, we didn't know actually the purpose of it back then, but right now at this very moment, I know and I really appreciate it. I think Madam Amal is here right now, so I'm sorry I was a naughty kid then. So we need to focus. In order to increase our focus, we are doing that. So we need to practice it within our work environment as well. And well, I believe there are schemes, right? Such as pension schemes for us to have savings. But is it enough? Is it enough? Ask yourself, why are people in debt? Ask yourself this question. We need to have what? Financial goals. We must encourage our employees to have financial goals. And your employees include yourself as well, right? We cannot teach something that we don't know, we don't apply to ourselves. Am I right? Yes, yes? Yes, yes? Thank you. All right. We also need to encourage saving schemes. Yeah? Instead of going on coffees, most of the time we go on coffees and eat meat of other people. I don't know how it tastes, but really we eat meat. Right? Somebody has to be blunt with truth here. I'm sorry that somebody is me. Really. Okay. So we need to invest in things that is useful for us, that helps in our growth, not on destruction of the other person. Yes, yes? All right. And we also need to have financial support system at work. This breaks my heart because there are single mothers who are suffering. Children are born. I don't know why it's the responsibility of the woman. I'm sorry, I'm not saying the man here is like that. But there are people who come to me and say that I'm the only breadwinner. I work so hard. I don't have hardly time for me. I'm losing in myself. I'm in pain. My ex-husband doesn't support my child. My current husband doesn't want to stand on her or him. Is it a similar story you keep on hearing these days? And this is a very sad scenario. So we need to have an environment that supports such mothers who are suffering in silence. And it is very sad. Yes, yes, did I make you sad right now? And this is not a joke. It's happening. Okay. This is the most important of all well-being. We need to instill it in our work environment. Yeah? I don't know if you will agree with me. No amount of worldly life will bring wellness if you are not praying. Because we are spiritual beings. We are here on this earth for a purpose. We are working towards a purpose that is our afterlife. Yeah? We tend to forget that most of the time. And it is very sad. Thank you. Alright? So, we need to pray 5 times a day without skipping. This is the bare minimum you can do. Ask yourself, am I skipping a prayer because I have to attend the meeting? Do you attend the meeting? There are so many hours in between. It doesn't take 10 minutes for you to pray. You go on coffees and stay for 30 minutes, scroll on net for 1 hour. You just can't take 10 minutes for one prayer. What is this? You need to encourage that within your departments. Encourage them to pray 5 times a day, because success comes when you're spiritual as well. That's something I strongly believe in. Make du'as for yourself and others. Do you know that every time you're making a dua, the angels are saying Amen every time? Yeah? And I pray that you all are successful. Amen. Yeah? And charity. People are not dying because of COVID-19. People are dying because of hunger. So give. When you give, you receive. Am I right? Yes, yes? So be a giver. Okay? And do the voluntary prayers. We are so much into marathons. We go around, running around the earth. But we don't go marathoning around our afterlife. Include this in your habits. Voluntary prayers. And most important of all, follow the sunnah of Rasulullah. It breaks my heart. People doesn't follow. He's the best leader of all, and yet we take some other person as an idol and we follow him. Am I telling the truth here? Yes, yes. And it's a shame, isn't it? We need to learn and follow him, not others. Yes, yes? Now I'm going to ask you, which area you need to work on? Is it wealth? Is it wealth? Can you say I? Okay. Is it spiritual? I. Is it mindset? I. Is it health? I. Is it all four areas? I. It's me. Because we are all a work in progress. Can we say it all together? I am a work in. I am a work in. I'm a work in. Yes, we are all a work in progress. And there's nothing to be ashamed about. And that shows you're just a human, right? Now these are the tools for your wellness which you can incorporate into your own life. And you can also teach it to your employees, your kids, your family members, anybody. Praying, I said earlier, and there's meditation, is like relaxation, calming your mind, focusing on one thought at a time, right? And there's tapping, EEEP tapping, emotional freedom technique. As I don't have much time right now, I'm unable to show how it is done, but you can Google it, you can go to YouTube, right? Emotional freedom technique, yeah? And there will be guidance given how it is done. Basically what you do is you're going to tap on the acupressure points and you're going to face the fear which you don't want to face, your deepest fear. Alright? It doesn't matter what it is, you're going to tap on that. So basically it helps you to face it. Okay? And there is exercise, you need to exercise every day. But if you're not able to do it every day, you can do it once a day. It's better than nothing at all. Right? I have a 20-20-20 rule, meaning 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of meditation, 20 minutes of reading. That's my method. And you can apply it to your life as well. I learned it from 5 a.m. from Robin Sharma. Yeah, he recommended, that's why I'm applying to my life as well. So there is healthy eating habits, I've already told about it. And there is also journaling. How many of you journal? And those of you don't know what journaling is basically writing down your inner deepest thoughts on a piece of paper or a book, a special book, you write it every day. And I'll be honest with you, you don't want your journal to be a stress. Because it is the deepest thought you're writing, you don't want someone to read it, right? So don't make your journal a stress. I wouldn't recommend if it is not safe for you to write your deepest thought, alright? Because many times we don't have anybody to talk to, so we need to write it down. So to let it out, those thoughts out. And there is hydrating. We need to hydrate ourselves. I think it is recommended to drink 8 glasses of water per day. That is the minimum, if I believe. There's overhydration and dehydration. Am I right, Mr.? Right? Alright. So, and there's also sleeping, right? You need to sleep minimum of 6 hours to 8 hours, right? You need to sleep prior 12. 10 to 12 is the time where you develop growth hormones. And you need to stop watching your phone, for God's sake, when you go to sleep. Because you know what, your brain cannot detect night and day. The blue rays that comes from the phone is same as the sun. So your brain cannot detect it, so brain thinks it is daytime, so it doesn't create What? Sleep hormones. You have to create sleep hormones to sleep. I will tell you one technique if you can identify if your room is dark enough for you to sleep. Close your eyes and do the hand movement. Can you do that? Close your eyes. And if you are able to see the movement of your hand, that means the room is not dark enough for you to sleep. That's one way to activate your sleep hormones. And encourage saving is another tool for wellness of health. And then talking to somebody, to a specialist. Most of the time we go and share our stories with someone, and what happens is we end up getting more problems. That's because they don't know how to solve your problems. So please be vigilant to whom you're sharing your stories with, because it's your personal matter. You don't want to go on public, nor do we. No, we also need to have goals. We need to have goals in all areas in our life, including health, wealth, relationship. Yeah? How many of you have goals? So, I want you to have a breakthrough goal this year. A breakthrough goal is basically one goal that will transform your life from inside out within an year. Have that goal, and your goal must be smart. You can't expect, I want to be a billionaire within a year. Be realistic, okay? It should be smart, specific, measurable, accurate, time-bound, am I right? Yes, and realistic. Okay, what a wonderful audience I have. Thank you. Such good students. So, right now we're going to do a gratitude exercise. May I humbly ask you to stand up, please? Okay, so I want you to take a deep breath in. I think you have to put your items down on the. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So I'll humbly ask you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in. And this time I want your right hand on your left side, on your heart basically. And left hand on top of the right hand. Now close your eyes. Okay? This is very important to close your eyes. Now feel that beat of your heart on your hand. Do you feel that beat of your heart on your hand? And this is the same heart that you're born with. You didn't ask for this. You're blessed with it. It pumps blood. It helps you to have clean blood in your body. Say thank you for the heart. Fill this heart with love and gratitude. Fill it with so much of gratitude. Now, I want you to imagine a moment in your life, probably from your childhood, maybe adulthood, that made you so grateful that you felt like your heart is pouring out with happiness. I want you to feel that moment and be there at this very moment. If your mind shifts, kindly go back to that moment. Just feel it, breathe it, how you felt, how you were moving about with a happy moment. If you're feeling teary, let those tears come down, because that are tears of gratitude. Now I want to grab another moment from your life on top of this moment. Now imagine that you're grateful for this moment. Who was it? What was it? When was it? I want your heart to be filled with gratitude. Now I want you to imagine another moment. Maybe a coincidence. A coincidence that made your life so wonderful. Your heart is filled with love and joy. Your heart is filled with gratitude. So much of gratitude. Every single cell of your body is filled and light up with this gratitude. Feel it inside you. because this heart is pumping those gratitude cells throughout your nerves. You're filling your life with it. I want your hands down now. And think of moments that you're grateful about. Please close your eyes. Keep on stacking. I'm grateful for, I'm grateful for, I'm grateful for. Now I want you to think of a moment that you're proud of. Maybe it's your child. Maybe it is you. Maybe it is your wife. Maybe it is your mother. Think of a moment that you're grateful about. Think of a moment that made you laugh. Laugh so hard that snorted. Yeah? Think of that moment. And this time, I want you to think of a moment in future. What you want when you achieve it, how grateful you are. Think of the moment. Keep on stacking one by one. Can you stack one by one? Stack it one by one. And I want you to say yes out loud every time you're saying it. Yes. Can we say it all together? Yes. You may open your eyes now. Thank you. I would like to give this advice. You are what you think about the most. Thank you.
Thank you, participants, for your questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lish, and thank you, Marie, for the enlightening session today. It was indeed a thought-provoking message that we got from this session today. Moving on with today's agenda, on behalf of the President's Office and the Civil Service Training Institute, we would like to present a token of appreciation to the facilitators for their contribution to this lecture. I now request Secretary Cabinet Affairs of the President's Office, Mr. Ahmad Hassan Didi, to award the token to our facilitators. Ms. Habba Lisha.